Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how are you today? Well, in today's video, I'm going to discuss something that I just now found out about by someone who's really, really nice. And they said there was a ransomware attack on a meat processing plant here in the United States, and you might as well do something about it now and talk about it now before one of your subscribers emails it to you 3 days too late. So thanks for that. So because I don't watch the news, and I heard about it from like 2 or 3 other people, so yeah, I looked it up and I found multiple articles about it. Okay, so the meat processing plant is called JBS. Hackers hit it. It's the world's largest meat processing plant. It was the target of a ransomware attack. The White House said on Tuesday in what company officials believe to be an extortion attempt perpetrated by a criminal group likely based in Russia. Cyber attacks have become commonplace, but the hack against JBS is the latest high-profile incident to highlight the massive vulnerability of corporations, government agencies, and civil society groups as suspected foreign hackers become more brazen in their demands. JBS said in a news release that it detected its intrusion on its computer networks in North America and Australia on Sunday, but that its backup servers were not affected. The company, which is working on an outside cybersecurity firm to restore its systems, said it is unaware of any evidence the attackers compromised or misused any data tied to its customers, suppliers, or employees. So that's really good to know. JBS said work on a resolution may delay certain transactions with customers or suppliers, but they did not immediately respond to a request for comment. JBS said it notified the White House of the ransomware attack on Sunday and followed up with the administration the next day to say that the ransom demand came from a criminal group likely tied to Russia. I don't know what it is with Russia. According to Deputy White House Press Secretary Karen, or Karine, Jean-Pierre, who spoke to reporters aboard Air Force One on Tuesday, the White House is engaging directly with the Russian government on this matter and delivering the message that that's responsible states do not harbor ransomware criminals, Jean-Pierre said. The FBI is investigating the attack, and the U.S. Department of Agriculture has reached out to several major meat processors to alert them of the situation. Officials are assessing the cyber attack's effects on the nation's meat supply, she said, as the administration works to mitigate its impact. And Potato had already launched a rapid strategic review to address the increased threat of ransomware, to include building a global coalition to hold countries who harbor ransomware criminals accountable. It builds on an executive order, one of his executive orders that he said only dictators sign off on, by Potato signed last month to reduce the risk of cyber attacks against the federal government, including ransomware, an effort that the administration would like to see extend to the private sector. Food production is one of the nation's 16 critical infrastructure sectors as defined by Homeland Security. food processing has been a target for ransomware actors, said Alan Liska. He is the senior intelligence analyst at the cyber firm Recorded Future. We know of at least 40 that have been publicly reported over the last year, and the number is probably significantly higher than that. The cyber attack is the latest to target a crucial supply chain or large institution. 3 weeks ago, the Colonial Pipeline hack disrupted a key piece of the East Coast fuel infrastructure, setting off panic buying and temporary gas shortages across several states, including the nation's capital. And hackers walked away from the ransomware attack with $4.4 million, according to the Colonial Pipeline's chief executive, Joseph Blount. And federal officers have linked the attack to a Russian-based black hat group called the Dark Side. I wonder if they have cookies. And the researchers said they extracted $46 million in ransom payments alone this year. And despite the controversial decisions to pay off bad actors, which may incentivize them to pursue even more attacks, Blount described the payment as the right thing to do for the country, given the critical importance of his company's infrastructure and the need to better secure the nation's supply chains. Prompted Homeland Security last month to issue new security directives to regulate the pipeline industry for the first time. Now, the average payment handed over to end a ransomware attack, like the kind brought down on the Colonial, more than doubled in 2020 to $312,000 compared to the year prior, according to cybersecurity company Palo Alto Networks. And many of the known actors that security experts have tied cyber attack from overseas, limiting the ability of law enforcement agencies to apprehend them. Hackers have also relied on cryptocurrency as a means of payment for their extortion schemes, making them harder to trace. I would argue that the continued digitization, I had an ad pop up, of modern society creates boundless opportunities for cyber criminals, said Doug Midori. He's the director of internet analysis for Kentik, it's Kentik, a network monitoring company. For the corporate world, the efficiencies gained through putting services and workloads online are simply too attractive to eschew. But with this increased digitization comes dependency, and security. Complex systems can be very difficult, and it's likely going to get worse before it gets better. And a breakdown of the food supply chain emerged as an early flashpoint during the initial spread of the coronavirus last year. And as the outbreak tore through the meatpacking facilities and factories, hundreds of workers, they got sick, and forcing the slaughterhouses owned by Tyson and Smithfield Foods and JBS USA to shutter. And JBS sent a text alert to workers at their Greeley, which is Greeley, Colorado plant, the company's largest facility, Monday night, informing them to not show up for their shifts on Tuesday morning. And according to a union representative, nearly 3,000 workers at the plant were affected by this closing. 5 of JBS's largest beef plants in the U.S. have ceased processing, knocking out almost 1/5 of the country's beef production capacity. It's piling up bad news on top of bad news. And months of shutdowns, plant shutdowns due to the public health crisis created a backlog for suppliers, amplifying the logjam. Producers weren't able to ship enough cattle, combined with labor shortages in the meatpacking industry and surging export and domestic demand. Prices for beef and pork are surging. As of April, the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization has recorded 7 consecutive months of rising meat prices globally. Prices in April were 5.1% higher than they were a year ago. In the U.S., prices continue to climb even after consumers saw the sharpest increases in meats, poultry, fish, and egg prices in nearly 50 years at the onset of the pandemic. JBS is the top beef producer in the U.S. and the number 2 producer of pork and poultry, according to its website. And it is the largest meat and food processing company in Australia. So with that being said, it's obvious that these ransomware attacks are going to keep happening. No industry is safe, and that's a given, okay? Now, I'm not going to say run out right now, buy everything that you can. I'm not going to say that, because that would be irresponsible of me. That would not be rational. But what I will say is to start to maybe ration what you have now. Because it's obvious that, yeah, prices are increasing. I have seen it myself. Maybe, instead of using, if you go by recipe, okay? Hi, Stormy Bug. If you go by recipe, and the recipe calls for, just say, a pound of ground meat, and you can figure out how to do 3/4. Do it that way. You know what I mean? Ration it out a little bit more. You're not going to miss that 1/4 pound. You know what I'm saying? When you're making chicken breast, like boneless, skinless chicken breast, take that thawed out piece of boneless, skinless chicken breast and slice it like this. Not like this, slice it like this. And take that 1 piece of chicken breast and make 2 pieces of boneless, skinless chicken. You know what I'm saying? Ration it out. Try to make more of what you already have. There's got to be a way to try to fix this problem, because it's not going to end. It's not going to stop. They're only going to keep going because they know where our weaknesses are. And whether it is coming from Russia, who knows if it really truly is, they're going to keep saying Russia. I think it's only to piss off Putin, but who the hell knows, for real. All right, guys, that's all for this video. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, stay calm, stay positive, keep prepping, and as always, fear less.